All right, for some of you that have some motor nerve ending testing, Instructor Dallas and I are just going to do a quick video review to help you remember. I know we posted the sheet on our members page for you to study. Print that sheet off, put it on your mirror at home, put it on the refrigerator, wherever it is that you're going to frequent. We need you to know those nerve endings. So if you're kind of going through your testing and it's a requirement for your advanced rank for your striping, you only have to know some of them. Okay, you may have earned your black belt. You'll be required to know more for your next level or next rank of your black belt. Eventually, you'll have to learn and know all of these motor nerve endings. So if you're studying it for your red belt rank requirements, the few that you have to know, you also need to know the proper spelling. You need to be able to execute it, spell it, write it out on the sheet, and Instructor Dallas and I are just going to cover a few of them for you real quick. So we're going to start off with the radial nerve. Okay, you remember when we explained the radial nerve, it's approximately 2 inches below the elbow in the meaty part of the forearm. Okay, our motor nerve endings are used to make a person release something if they were gripping. It's a channel changers to make them think about something else so that we can move on to the next technique that will allow us for defending ourselves or to get freedom. So if Instructor Dallas was holding an intermediate weapon or holding on to me and I needed him to let go, striking this nerve here 2 inches below the elbow would make him release it. Radial nerve. Okay. Next, we're going to move into the brachial plexus tie-in. The brachial plexus tie-in is where the shoulder and the chest meet. Shoulder and the chest meet. Okay. The execution for this technique is striking. All right. Notice how I'm kind of holding my fist like I would a hammer, and you can strike right in that area. Okay. Right in between the shoulder and the chest. Brachial plexus tie-in. Brachial plexus tie-in. Okay. Not to be confused with the brachial plexus. The brachial plexus runs along the side of the neck here. Okay. Striking that carotid artery gives a brief interruption for blood flow to the brain. Imagine if we choked it. Your professional wrestlers would call that the sleeper hold. Anytime that you strike or choke that particular area will cause the interruption from blood flow to the brain. So the brachial plexus, we like to teach you to do that strike with your forearm. Okay, we start off in class, the inside of your forearm works fine for our students practicing on each other if you're practicing at home. Naturally, if you had an assailant that was trying to attack you, you needed to defend yourself. Turning that palm down, hitting with the bladey, bony part of your forearm will execute that a little bit better. But for practice purposes, what I want you to do is place that forearm right there along the brachial plexus. You're going to pull away from the neck approximately 2 inches and give it a little love tap. Okay, again, about 2 inches, little love tap. That's the amount of pressure that you're going to use. Now, the harder you hit, the better you can ensure your safety if needed. All right. Next, we're going to move back and we're going to cover just a couple of the motor nerve endings for your legs. As we introduce our continuous sparring for our students, we know that, and even from our grappling, when we are trying to get out of our guard escapes, we introduce the femoral nerve on the inside of the thigh and the common peroneal nerve on the outside of the thigh. So we're going to start off with Instructor Dallas in the sparring stance. Okay, it's a slight bend in that knee in that stance so that you can see, and his femoral nerve is located in between the knee and the hip flexor, right in the middle, inside of the thigh for the femoral nerve. So when we execute that, you can pick your front leg up and deliver a round kick inside to the femoral nerve, or deliver it, if you have good focus and pivot, off the back leg inside to the femoral nerve. Next, we're going to have Instructor Dallas switch feet. And we're going to move on to the common peroneal. From a bent knee, you'll notice that that nerve is in between the knee and the hip flexor on the outside of the thigh. Outside of the thigh. Same concept, front leg delivering a roundhouse kick to the common peroneal, or a nice pivot, turn of the hips and really dig in and give a back leg kick to the common peroneal. So let's review really fast. Radial nerve, brachial plexus tie-in, brachial plexus, femoral nerve, and common peroneal nerve. Let's just start with those. We'll move on to your suprascapular and some of your other nerve endings a little bit later.